Now let's look at the receivables ratio. This is part of the financial statement analysis that we will do by the end of the semester. However, let's just start from somewhere. Yeah, so in this case, receivables ratio. Receivables ratio show company performance in relation to current debt collection, as well as credit policy effect on sales growth. So let's uh, go very slowly. So we're looking at current debt collection performance, basically how fast the company can collect it debt that is owed to this company. We have two ways of determining it. First one is accounts receivable turnover ratio, and the second one is the number of days sales and receivables ratio. Now, the turnover ratio means how many times or how often accounts receivable are collected during an operating period and later converted to cash. Number of days, on the other hand, is not the number of times, but on the other hand, it's more like a number of days. Yeah, number of days uh, of how soon the company can collect the debt that is owed to it. Let's look at an example with some formulas that you can use in the future. So we are given some information for company A. Yeah, the beginning accounts receivable is given 50,000, the ending accounts receivable is given 80,000, and the net credit sales is also known as 50,000. Now, for us to calculate the receivables ratio or turnover ratio, we have to divide net credit sales by the average accounts receivable, and the average accounts receivable is very simple to calculate. It's beginning accounts receivable plus ending accounts receivable, and divided by 2. This is very simple. So if we look at the calculation using the information that is given to us, our accounts receivable turnover is 550,000. So net credit sales, net credit sales divided by the average accounts receivable, that is calculated also very easily, and we find that our turnover is 8.46 times. If we turn it into number of days, we have to divide 365 by that ratio, so basically 8.46, yeah, and that's going to give us 43.14. Let's look at an example of how we can calculate accounts receivable turnover ratio and the number of days. And it's very simple. So if we look at our example, it says using the... So let's go like this. Just first read it by yourselves, try to understand it, try to solve it also by yourselves, and then once you're done, unpause it and we can continue doing it together. So I hope by now you have managed to calculate and make all of the calculations regarding the AR turnover ratio for both 2018 and 2019. So let's look at it very carefully. Using the following select financial statement information from the mover supply depot, compute the number of days sales and receivable ratio for 2018 and 2019. We have to round the answers, but that's not really important. What do the outcomes tell a potential investor about moreover depot if the competition collects it in approximately 65 days? Yeah. So what are we told is that first let's calculate 2018 and 2019 AR. Turnover ratio. So what do we need to calculate? That is, let me just type it in, AR turnover 2018. We need to divide net sales, net sales by the average, so I mean I can use the table like this, average accounts receivable. So this is basically very simple. All we have to do is use this calculation to find the answer. So let me just remove it because you don't really need that, and we can just go straight for the calculation. Let me just clear the format. Sorry, clear all. Okay, now what do we have here is the net sales for 2018 is 1,477,440, 1,437,440. Yeah, and that has to be, I can just do it the formula way, divide by the average. How do we calculate average? Average is calculated, accounts receivable is calculated as the beginning inventory. So for 2018, the beginning inventory is going to be the ending of 2017. You know, whatever the end of 2017 is that is the beginning of 2018. So R equals, so beginning inventory plus end inventory divided by 2. And we have that information, 321,500 plus 345, 700 equals, I'm sorry, not equals, divided in by 2. Let me just take it into the brackets so that we can have a proper calculation. Yeah, unmistakable calculation. Okay, so 1 point, I hope I did it right. Let me just separate it just to have a better view to it. So I'll just have the net sales here. Yeah, so net sales here, whereas the average accounts receivable will be here, and with the formula like that. Oh, sorry. Okay, and that will equal to this divided by this. Yeah, 4.42. And if we can also look at the number of days, that would be basically 365 divided by that times. Yeah, oh, just 365 divided by the ratio itself, and that gives us 82 days. Yeah, I'll just write here days, is our answer to the solution for 2018. And if we do the same thing for the, I can actually just copy it and change the information. That's much simpler. So we're doing now for 2019, and the net sales in 2019 is 1,724. 400. So I can just click here and change the formula. So the beginning for 2019 is 345, 700 plus, I could have just done it, but I just wanted to be more clear. 600 and divided by 2. So it immediately changed all of the formula, and you get 5.12 ratio and 70 almost 1 days in terms of how soon they can get their accounts receivable and convert it to cash. So what it says about this specific company in comparison with the competition, that was our second question, right? So what does the outcome say about the specific this move over supply depot if the competition collects it in 65 days? So what we found out is that in 2018 they collected it in approximately 82.5 days. In the 2019 they collected in 71 days, and the comparison of the competition, which is 65 days. So this one is much faster. The competition collects it faster. So since we don't have any other information related to this company, we only have this much of information. We have only the answer to the question accounts receivable turnover. All we can say is that the competition collects its debts much faster than mover supply depot. It doesn't say that it's better. It doesn't say that it's more efficient, and doesn't say that it is much more profitable. It only tells us that they collect this in 65 days, whereas mover supply depot collects it in more than 70 days, so in 2019, and more than 80 days in 2018. That's it.